What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Gameplan podcast. This weekend has been very eventful. Kris, what has gone on in the news of sports?
All right. For some big news, let's start with the NBA because it's something that you love, Micah. We saw some big deals come across this weekend. First up, let's go with in Boston. Tatum gets a max deal worth $195 million. Then also another person to get a max deal is Utah Jazz giving Donovan Mitchell a 5-year, also $195 million contract extension. So these young players are getting paid quite well right now. And remember we were talking about restrictive free agents? Well, Bogdanovic has signed a deal with the Hawks. But the Kings still have time to match it. So, but that deal is worth $72 million over 4 years. Then we also got some more basketball news with Serge Ibaka joining Cry again in LA with the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
And Marc Gasol signs with the Lakers, which we know last time Gasol was out there. There was a championship.
His brother. Yep.
Let's see. Let's get basketball news. Oh, and just some random basketball news. I thought this was pretty cool. Two pretty cool things. Seth Curry's trade to the Sixers. And then out of New Orleans, this is really like a weird fact, but Zion is now the longest tenure player on the Pelicans.
What does tenure mean? I saw that article, or I saw like a headline of that. What does tenure mean?
Tenure means just how long you've been there. It's like he's now
funny.
the oldest player that has been with that organization.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's funny because we know that there's older players on that team, but no one has been there longer than
Zion.
So a rookie, like a 1 year out rookie.
Yeah, has been there more than
is now your vet almost.
Yeah.
So let's move on to some college. There was quite a few games that got canceled. Even the day of your team, Florida State, had their Clemson game get canceled.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. That's something we really need to talk about. Then in the NFL news, we saw some big overtime games this weekend, which we'll talk about later. Mm-hmm. And then former LSU quarterback, I got to shout him out there. Joe Burrow is out for the year. The number one overall pick suffers an ACL, MCL, and other structural damage to his knee against the Washington football team. Are we talking about that later today?
Yeah, we are. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I had some other news about that. Then something in WWE, we have the Undertaker is bidding farewell.
Yes.
Something that I don't cover a lot. I don't know about you, Micah, but I thought that was.
So the Undertaker, he debuted in the 1990s at Survivor Series, which was the pay-per-view last night. So it was a little fitting to have him say farewell at the pay-per-view that he was born in. He's been in the company for 30 years, been off and on, one match a year at WrestleMania. If WWE followers know, he had a streak up until, I want to say 2015, 2016 when he faced Brock Lesnar. And they put him over The Undertaker, and the streak was then ruined. It was about 22-0 over 30 years. So, I mean, a great deal. I grew up watching him I started watching WWE in 2009. So seeing him, it gave like a little chill up my spine as a little kid, but now like kind of appreciating just how much he has done for the business, and hopefully his future endeavors will kind of bring him back. But just love to see him go out the way that he wanted to, which was at the pay-per-view that he debuted at.
Yeah, I've got some message in some NFL news. We have a majority of COVID-19 confirmations with a bunch of people from the Baltimore Ravens, most notably running back duo Mike Ingham and J.K. Dobbins both testing positive this week. Then Alan Thielen of the Vikings is also placed on the reserve/COVID-19 list. And some NCAA news: Duke basketball home opener, not home opener, just opener is delayed.
It's supposed to be on Thanksgiving, right? No, Wednesday.
Let me reopen the. It was supposed to be Saturday.
Saturday? Oh.
No, let's see. Blue Devils will instead start the season. No, they will play on Saturday now.
Okay.
It probably was earlier this week.
Yeah, so I think home opening for everything for the NCAA basketball is supposed to open the day before Thanksgiving, which is Wednesday. But there's a lot of speculation on if it will or if it not or if it won't continue. Well, let's continue with some NCAA news. We'll get into Clemson versus Florida State. We both follow Clemson. I follow Florida State a lot, but Clemson majority because of Trevor Lawrence and their position within playoff rankings. But from this list, LSU versus Arkansas, 27-24. That's LSU's what? Third win? Oh, okay. I tried to give you guys the benefit of the doubt.
We're 500. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
At least in NFL standards, colleges that sucks.
Cincinnati stays perfect against UCF in the American Coastal League. Oregon beats UCLA after UCLA had a late fourth quarter push, I want to say. Michigan beats Rutgers in a 3 overtime win, and then USC destroys Utah. Of these 5 games, which kind of is surprising to you, and which is not shocking, which are not shocking at all?
Not shocking at all with USC over Utah.
Oh yeah.
USC has been shown to be one of those powerhouses this year. Like they were projected top 10 or in the top 25. Utah just kind of fell off the graces after, I think it was last year, they were pushing for a
championship and
a playoff spot. Most surprising was kind of the LSU game.
Really?
Yeah, I did not see us kind of beating Arkansas just because of how bad this team has been this year, losing about like half your roster to the draft or COVID-19 saying I'm not playing this year.
I remember in a deleted part of Dr. Sean's episode, we had part 2 with Chris's friends. We were talking about Alabama at that point, and it was like, I bet they lose to, I forget what the one team was, and then Arkansas is going to come and whoop that ass. So I thought this was funny. It's like, I thought Arkansas would have destroyed the shit out of LSU this game, but...
Yeah, I was watching the pregame show on this, and all like the announcers on the SEC network like Arkansas. I think Tim Tebow was the only person like, I'm going Arkansas, but it's going to be a close game.
Wow. I mean, Tim Tebow has been a great analyst, like outside of just being a quarterback and playing baseball.
Yeah. Do you remember when UCF was like tried to be the number 1 team?
Yeah, that's because they have Mackenzie Milton, who is a former Hawaii quarterback, and then Dylan Gabriel, another former Hawaii quarterback, is now his replacement. I remember the day that Mackenzie Milton shattered his fucking leg. Like, that was, I think, last year, I want to say. I don't remember. But it was the most gruesome leg injury I have ever seen live. And that was just to watch that game. I forget who they played that year. But UCF has been holding up. Not to say that this was a surprising or like expected, but I thought they would have won against Cincinnati and kind of ruined that streak. But I mean, Cincinnati is what, now 6 or something like that in AP polls? I know they're top 10.
I only know they're in the top 10. I don't have the...
Yeah, but that game wasn't as surprising. The Oregon-UCLA game, I thought they were for sure coming back. I thought UCLA was for sure coming back. But I mean, I don't know. I think it comes down to strength of schedule because I think Pac-12 is pushing USC more than Oregon, they are Oregon. And I mean...
Well, USC does have a lot of history behind them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oregon, yeah, sure, in the past decade or so, they've been a great program.
Yeah. I think Oregon is probably the most marketable program, while USC is the most longevity-wise is probably the team that the Pac-12 wants to put into the national championship picture.
Yeah.
The one game I'm probably most disappointed about is Michigan winning in 3 overtimes.
Yeah, they should. I
Yeah.
didn't watch that game, but after hearing like they got to 3 overtimes, like
It's Rutgers.
Rutgers, they're not doing good this year, right? I'm not.
No.
Yeah, so that's kind of a disappointment with them. But let's go to Clemson and Florida State. Like, I don't know how much the news you heard about this. This is the school that
I read
you
about it.
follow.
Yeah.
It was between the medical staffs. One of the players, I think it was on Florida State side or Clemson side. I can't remember. Clemson side was tested positive right before kickoff, and it was not right before kickoff, but like the day of, like when both teams are already there, like warming up and stuff. And they couldn't come up with a conclusion if they should play or not. So it was canceled.
In that case, I think it was Florida State. I was reading throughout the article that I posted that like Clemson had multiple cases and like they're bringing kids back and on and off campus and making sure that they're okay. If it was day of, then I think it was Florida State, or if it was a doctor's call. I'm not entirely sure on how long.
It was day of. There was a positive test.
Oh, okay. Some things that I found interesting was Trevor Lawrence as well as tailback Darian Rencher from Clemson going to Twitter and Lawrence saying, "Man, we were ready to play," and then Darian Rencher mocked FSU and not agreeing to play the game later in the weekend or later in the week, saying it was not Clemson's fault that this happened, and blamed by saying the suspects could possibly be seen wearing maroon and gold. Obviously, that's the colors of Florida State. And to make the matters even worse, South Carolina's governor, Nikki Haley, taunted the Seminoles, tweeting, "Florida State, whether you lose today or a few days from now, it won't matter. Get it over with. Get it over with already. Stop stalling." For the players, in your perspective, is this selfish and not taking the matter of COVID seriously and just wanting to, re-up after?
Yeah, okay. You didn't have to go on, but that's pretty much it. Like, it's a little selfish. They should know they're young. Like, these are all, as we talk about, like from anyone for like NCAA. Like, if you're still like your freshman, sophomore year, like you're still a kid.
Yeah. Growing into young adulthood, you're still.
Yeah. Like, sure, you probably have some really good ideas and stuff, but you still have those. You don't see the whole world yet.
I think the most
begin.
Yeah, I think the most concerning thing was from the governor. It's like, really? Like,
the governor was kind of like,
you're really gonna say that for all these kids to just keep playing? Some other things.
Which governor was that from?
South Carolina's.
South Carolina. Okay, I want to say if it's Florida's governor, I could see because
I could see why.
Everyone who watches the news thinks Florida is pushing it way too fast to get back to normal.
Yeah. Like COVID numbers haven't spiked.
I didn't say anything. Keep talking.
Okay. COVID numbers have been spiking in the last couple of weeks, which kind of puts the NCAA playoffs in danger.
So I'm done.
Okay. The NCAA playoffs are in danger of not happening or being totally affected and impacted by COVID-19. What could some of the outcomes be? Could there be less bowl games or just definitively no playoff games whatsoever in December or January? That includes the NCAA championship. For me, I think the worst of the worst possibility that could happen is just crowning number one champion, which would be Alabama. And I mean, I wouldn't say that would be like the best process to go by. I mean, it would suck for players, and it's like, we want to play, and it's like, well, there's this thing still called COVID, as well as flu season, and you can't distinguish between the two. So what are your thoughts on the playoff situation?
Yeah, that's an interesting topic. I just want to make one quick thing. You said NCAA championship is actually just
national champion. Yeah, because yeah.
They don't recognize football
as an NCAA sport. I don't know.
It is an NCAA sport, but it's like nothing past it. Like all games don't count.
Yeah.
But I know they already canceled a lot of bowl games. Like
Yeah.
before like the whole season starts. So there's already a limited amount of bowl games.
Mhm.
This is always just play day by day. This is something we've heard a lot, like from just watching ESPN and all the other sports media out there, even from our bosses that work in sports,
Yeah.
or even almost like typically almost any business that has been really affected by
Yeah.
this pandemic. It just like we're taking day by day. The government saying that, we hear that on the news. So this is something that also the bowl committee has to decide, like just
Mhm.
kind of figure out. They have to have backup plans.
Yeah.
I'm not for just naming like the number one team.
Yeah.
That's something like, yeah, it's an option, but
It's like
personally, I kind
the
of want to see like even if you just go like the top two, like
or
how they did
you could have each team play like I don't know how many players are there on each roster per se?
the 80
Really? Eight? Really?
on a college roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Oh shit.
Not all of them dress, but there's a lot.
Hmm.
If you think when we worked at Stanford football games, like we always see like
there is
3
a
or 4
lot.
quarterbacks. So like
Yeah.
NFL like carries 2, maybe 3 at most, and
Yeah. So dressed up and ready to play. What about 60?
probably 60, maybe 55, 56, somewhere in that range, 50 to 60.
So did you hear that the NFL is gonna have for the Pro Bowl? They're gonna have their players play Madden instead.
I was hearing jokes. People like, what did the lineman do? Just like,
I mean, it would be fun. I mean, it would be frustrating, but like for like a fan perspective, it would be fun for like each bowl game. It's like they just play Madden instead of playing one another. But I mean, I think the more logical reason, as a health professional, in the eyes of health professional,
yeah,
just naming the championship. But as a fan, like you don't want to see that. Like no one wants to see that. It's like we want to see them play. Speaking of health professionals from each school, this is a long bit, but Clemson source stressed the school's doctors were very much in tune and cautious with the players' ability to practice. They also stressed the lengths Clemson has gone through their facility with protective equipment, social distancing that's allowed them to play 8 games this season. But the positive test and fact that players had shown symptoms during the week was concerning to FSU officials, according to this source. FSU medical officials were worried that the symptomatic players couldn't have passed the virus to teammates in his position group who'd yet to test positive. The offensive line is obviously one of the areas of the field where there's concern about spread, and that contributes heavily to FSU's hesitation to play the game. So even without me even continuing, like, let's just talk right here. A 7-on-7 without linemen. I mean, I know that this enfranchises linemen, and it makes more sense because it makes more sense to have linemen without. I mean, God damn it, I can't find my words.
There's no sense. Take the lineman out of the equation.
Yeah, take the lineman out of the game.
7-on-7 game.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about that? And it's like, I mean, it does take the impact and like the full.
Yeah. Like college. Sure, you have sometimes your best rushers, but everyone does almost a type of air raid.
Yeah.
Not like a full air raid, but like they have the quarterbacks coming in a shotgun. So,
and we're transitioning out of running the ball a lot in college. I mean, some college coaches have their philosophy of keeping the ball on the ground, but like if you have a 7-on-7, like that kind of mitigates the concern of COVID between linemen and getting it with other teammates, other positioning groups, and having just a 7-on-7. I think, I mean, God forbid that this actually happens, but I think it would be one of the best ideas that they've had. I mean, we don't want to change it into like a flag football setting where like the coach is hiking it under center.
Pee wee all over again.
Yeah. But what are your thoughts on majority of linemen getting the disease? I feel like I'm saying lime and men at the same time instead of linemen.
I don't know. I don't really know who's been really getting the disease. Like I feel like linemen, like I know the closer contact with the defense and offensive line, but I don't really see is that too much of a transfer per se. Like because you can also say about the wide receivers and corners, when they're playing a man, they're right on top of each other.
Yeah.
not every play.
But they're not like breathing one on top of each other.
Yeah, so I can see that as a possibility, something to go over, but it's a lot of different reactions because you not cut, but you take away key playing time for a lot of these players, and some of these could be future NFL stars.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Go ahead. Sorry, I had nothing. I was just trying.
Yeah, one of the interesting things is that FSU. So it was Clemson. It wasn't FSU. Total brain fart. FSU has not had FSU has not had a COVID positive test since their head coach got in September. So about 3 months or almost 3 months from this past Sunday. So
you would think in Florida.
Yeah, you would think that it would be in Tallahassee.
But I feel like I'm harshing Florida way too much, but
I mean, I agree with
they
you.
They deserve it.
Yeah, I agree with you. But like, if it was Clemson's players, why wouldn't you want it to be postponed? I mean, you're going to hold your ranking no matter what. I mean, we've seen it with Ohio State with them starting so late and them only being third now. It's like you guys still have contention for a national championship. Why do you guys want to play so much?
So, I have no idea. It's weird. So I think we're done with college football. This week's supposed to be starting college basketball. We talked about Duke in the updates.
So but
there's also a lot of news that we were just talking about that
is relative to
COVID-19 could jeopardize the whole basketball idea.
Yeah.
And, doctors. I'm just reading the article title. Doctors fear the worst for that because they think it's a horrible idea.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, because I know you're really into college hoops.
You say I'm a doctor?
I say what are your thoughts? You're a doctor. Like, congrats,
where's my
man.
MD?
Like you're just graduating your bachelor's and you already have a doctorate. Like what international waters do you went to? Like
went to China.
Went to China.
Right in the epicenter.
It's like, how much is a doctor's degree? $20. Here you
go. So epidemiologist, I don't know her name. Dr. last name Comstock, talked about how NCAA for basketball could be in jeopardy because of COVID, and it says it's a horrible idea. Obviously, her as a sports fan, she realizes that it's going to start no matter what, with or without guidance from a medical field perspective. For me, it's indoors. It's like, what are you going to do? Like, open everything just to, like, I don't think you're going to, like, in northern states, like, I don't know, UW, Washington State, where it snows and it gets super cold. I mean, I don't think you want
the whole north.
Yeah, the whole.
Well, you start snowing.
Yeah.
Florida schools could do it.
Yeah, South states could do it for sure. But
you just go to, you see Florida playing a basketball game at some like rec park. Hey, no fans anyway, so.
No fans, might as well. And like they're all covered up and whatnot. I mean, the one thing that I took away is the only safe way for college basketball to have a season is engaging in sports-wide bubble. And at the moment, the regular season plan is a traditional travel. Teams can create pseudo bubbles on campus with students now away for the next 2 months for an extended winter break. But once they travel for games, players and coaches will get exposed. I mean, we've been saying this for multiple podcasts. It's
and it doesn't even matter in college. Yeah. We've been talking about it in every single level of sports.
Yeah.
Like the bubble works, like we saw it in the NBA, the NHL, and
especially
MLS.
Yeah, especially if you're going to have – they're not having a conference-only schedule, right? I don't think so.
I don't know. I haven't really looked at the college basketball things. I want to say, though, mostly conference-only games because of restrictions on flights and stuff and lockdowns. I feel like that would be the easiest bet to do already. But we know the bubble is expensive and the bubble is not.
That's true.
Good for like universities spending billions almost to just house some players that, to be honest, maybe only stayed like for 6 months. Like, oh yeah, I'm declaring for the draft. I'm out.
Yeah, that's true. I can take Stanford to like schedule, for example. They're playing Alabama. It's technically the Maui Invitational, but they're having it in Pennsylvania. I don't remember like the exact location, but they're having like all these D2, D3 teams, as well like Alabama, Stanford, not D2 and D3, D1 teams, and they're relocating into Pennsylvania to kind of keep away from Hawaii. I don't know. Like I like, regardless. Like I like the bubble situation, no matter how expensive it is. I mean,
well, if we're doing like the tournament idea, that could technically be a bubble for like
yeah.
a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
those are something that I think the NCAA should like. I don't know if that's the whole schedule like that, but that should be looked into. Like just throw tournaments into different places.
Yeah.
And then have all the players tested, the locked in that area,
Mhm.
then they move to the next tournament.
Yeah.
And that's how your season's gonna be played.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I mean, ideally, every school is in online learning and like self-learning.
Yeah, and we know that the lockdowns are coming to quite a few states are pushing that.
Mhm.
So we know students are going to be allowed on campus. I really hope sports could continue and not be
Hopefully.
shut down.
Yeah.
But as we said, like it's a day-by-day basis right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you just brought up some Alabama.
Yeah.
The players are putting on probation. I've been hearing about.
The entire basketball team is placed on probation.
Ooh, well, we all know that must suck. So.
So the entire men's basketball. Hey, put that away. The entire men's basketball is placed on a 3-year probation due to bribing.
Oh my god! Keep on. Just don't pay attention to me.
Financial bribing between coaches, financial advisors, as well as players' parents. So, like another Pac-12 incident where they're trying to get a discount or something like that, or paying their players. So the NCAA has fined Alabama $5,000 plus 1% of their operating budget. I don't know what an operating budget would be. Probably in the tens of millions, maybe.
Yeah, it's Alabama. You know, the football has a big.
Yeah, that's budget. True. But so it's only for men. It's only for men's basketball, not for the entire. Yeah.
It was the entire like athletic department.
Oh, bro. Ooh. Yeah. I'm gonna cut
1% would be my a good healthy living for me for a few years.
And as well as issued a 10-year show cause order from former associate athletic director Kobe Baker, who resigned in September of 2017. He's also going to be fined at least $3,000. Oh no, never mind. I thought that was his fining. His involvement in bribery scheme involving financial advisors and managers of the basketball team. They were charged with level 1 mitigated rule violations. Baker was charged with level 1 aggravated violation. Didn't look too much into that, but that sounds really serious. NCAA public infraction decision report. Baker knowingly received money. So, I mean, it's happening everywhere. Like, it's not just happening like.
I'm gonna bring up Zion. They find Duke guilty.
I'm not sure. I don't think.
I don't know. I know people have been talking about it, and like there was money being moved around.
Yeah, but like for Arizona, like that was blatant. Ohio State, that was blatant. But to talk about that $3,000, the NCAA said Baker received dinner and at least $3,000 from Blazer and Michael after facility. Who the hell are they? Oh, the financial advisor, as well as who the hell is Blazer? Oh, former NBA referee also pitched in as well, like $3,000 as well as dinner for facilitating a series of meetings and the spring and summer 2017 between Blazer and the father of an unnamed prominent Tide player. So basically, they're giving him money, the associate director, as well as a player, or a parent of a player. God damn it!
Like I know, I've had people in the sports world, at least in NCAA football, not people from the department per se, but people what are they called, boosters.
Yeah. Boosters is a problem too.
Yeah, that they give the numbers to the student athletes, and they just there's one story I heard where he just texted like, "Hey, I'm gonna be at this restaurant," and that's it. They just show up, a little duffel bag, a little envelope, saying, "Hey, how's it going?" Leaves on the table. walks out. It's like 5 Gs.
I would kill to be an NCAA athlete sometimes. It's like just get that money and it's like and food. But
Bro, like if I would like this is a little tangent we're gonna go off here, but if I was like a college athlete, like all I would be like, I'm getting free schooling. That saves my parents so much money and I get free food.
like, what's not to love about that?
Well, I know some people like which have done high school athletics, but not like one of the major ones. I have friends that did swimming out in Florida. I can't remember which exact school out there, but they didn't have like enough budget for like the swimming team. Like they had to return like all the like the gear after the end of the season. But the football team gets always the nice stuff. So
Oh, yeah.
it's always like the big sports that get. That's where we talk about with basketball gain this money, and then like football players is my story. But
yeah, I mean, if I was an NCAA player, getting money as well as my tuition paid, as well as food, it's like I'm going like sometimes going hungry some nights. It's like hell yeah, but like from a legal perspective, I think it's wrong for the NCAA to like mitigate these things. But from like a legal perspective, from like a booster, I think it's like I don't know. I wouldn't call it cheating. I just call it like
shady,
what was that?
shady.
Shady. Yeah, I wouldn't call it like supporting or like I don't know.
Yeah. I'll just move on to last argument with the NCAA. Oregon and
Zigzag.
Nike.
Yeah,
They
they
did a collab.
So Zigzag is a Hawaii designer. I'll share it. Is a Hawaii.
Is this the video you shared on IG?
Yeah. So Zigzag is a local designer brand here in Hawaii. It's like the Louis Vuitton of Hawaii. Let's just put it that way. So they collaborated with Nike to make these jerseys here, as well as
dope.
Yeah, it is dope. After they posted something to promote it, it's called the Ohana, a celebration of culture, bringing Polynesian culture as well as and how many Polynesians go to Oregon.
Yeah, I'll say there's a lot that goes up there.
Oh yeah, as like the exploitation of culture. I'll get more into that, but like it's super nice. Like from a fan perspective, as well as like someone that didn't take offense to it. Like it's super nice.
You're from Hawaii, like your family's all from there. Like
however, like some people, it's not even like towards like the jersey or the collaboration between Nike. Like I had like one classmate post about it and how it wasn't cool. I'm just gonna hold on.
Yeah. So yeah, those jerseys look really nice. Like as we said, a bunch of Oregon players. Top of my head is Marcus Mariota and DeForest Buckner, both hailing from the islands, going and playing the college careers out there.
So I had a conversation with my my classmate from high school, and we were just talking about it. And like she posted, she didn't like it on her story. I told her I get it, and I honestly I understand why it's frustrating. So I asked her to elaborate a little bit more, and she said, personally, I think it's great that they consider themselves Ohana. They're like cool, but whenever I see polys who do sports in white institutions, it makes me uncomfortable because of their use of them. Sports distinctly take advantage of people of color because we are great at sports, but then in return allow for racist acts like racist acts to be taken against them. I think they also do a great job of taking from the culture and using them to seem different or to appeal to these communities. And she just continues to go on and on about white institutions using not indigenous minority kids to promote their brand in sports. And then I'll show the promo that they did. I hope it's on YouTube. But Oregon or Duck Zone, it's called on Instagram, promoted a promo for the jersey as well as a collaboration between the company and Oregon. Let's see if it's on here. If not, then okay, that's weird. Okay. Yep. No, we're not doing that. I'll find it right here. So for me, like I thought it was cool. Like I took no offense to it until they posted the promo for it. Then I was like, ooh, you guys fucked up. And it's like in no sense like that I thought it was a good collaboration. So here I'll just play the audio. I don't want to get copyrighted. So that chanting is like just native chant for Native Hawaiians. So that was the problem she kind of took with it, as well as other things that me and her kind of discussed over text. But like, was it a bad move? It's hard to say because I mean, sports is a great marketing tool no matter what. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts about marketing and different cultures are, Kris, but it's like, yeah, but it's like,
I see where you're going at this. Like, yeah, it's a great marketing tool. You have this culture behind you. Like, I can see why Oregon did this because, well,
there's a lot of poly kids there.
yeah. You see that in like a lot of other schools that take on like whatever nationality they kind of like. Okay, we know a lot of you guys go here, so we're gonna make a collab. I'm trying to think of like what program. I know there's some program that did like Aztec stuff because they had a lot of Hispanic kids there.
Wouldn't like New Mexico or Arizona be a part of that though? I was gonna bring up that example too. It's like, how do you feel about? I mean, technically Aztecs are distinct relatives of Hispanic people. I was gonna bring up Native Americans as well. I mean, you see it all the time. It's like the Seminoles like come out with their Seminole, and then like.
Well, that's a little different because they do pay that tribe, and the tribe gets free.
Do they?
You never heard about that?
I never heard about that.
Yeah, Florida State pays so much money to that tribe. Like that's the one.
Like, it's like the one good thing I've heard about that. Like, why didn't Washington do that? Why does it?
Washington did.
They did?
Yeah. There's other people that didn't like that. They, the tribe that had the face, Washington paid them a bunch of money to that one tribe.
Why are people tripping? Oh my god. I'm gonna seem like I'm taking back my word, but like, why are people tripping about it then?
Because everyone just hates everything now.
That's true.
Like
who's another?
I told you about that story of like being like the word extra is now deemed offensive to the people, but like what I've seen from people from there, like it's just who we are. Like that's who we are. Like that's our culture saying like, oh, you're Canadian. Like, oh man, you can't say that. It's offensive.
Yeah, that's who, like I don't see any problem with that.
Yeah, because there is I don't know who watches or even if you watch American Ninja Warrior.
Used to.
Well, there is one athlete that's like deemed himself as the expert ninja as he's from Alaska and stuff. Like he's from Alaska.
Yeah, you talked about this.
Yeah. It's just other people just don't like it.
Yeah, I wasn't tripping about it. Like I was like, they're doing a cool thing. There's a good population up there.
I see like when they do like some type of like Hispanic thing, like I always like, should I buy that stuff? Like even though it's not my team, like I kind of want it just because they're showing like my heritage. Like I don't care like they're using it as a marketing tool. Like I'm now becoming a fan of yours because you did that. Like you're honoring.
I mean, it's to like to talk to all the activists and those that are think this is wrong. It's just a marketing tool, and I mean. These institutions are putting these kids in these positions to, number one, learn how to market themselves so that if they do create businesses, they learn through experience of a school marketing for them at first, because obviously the NCAA has regulations and restrictions on how they can market themselves, and until what? They haven't talked about, oh my God, I'm totally blanking. They haven't talked about players being able to market themselves, right?
That it's supposed to be in the future. I know there's a few states that have passed laws that players can market themselves, but
So
Not yet.
You get what I'm saying, though. It's like, we're teaching these kids, different marketing tools. If you're going to business, great. If you're not, then if you want to go to the league, you're still going to have to learn about this. And I mean, teams do it all the time. They do exploit these kids, but it's for kind of their benefit, I would say, because then they get higher draft stock and, kind of learn the business itself of marketing and running a business. So I understand like the frustration from like activists and others, but like from a business perspective, it was a good move. I think go ahead.
I'm just thinking of the NBA when you bring in international talent to the league, like they go full on to the country. As we seen last week with boss Tyler, like he was repping his Swedish jersey, and he always rocks his Swedish stuff because that's something like he's from. So if a sports star comes to America and like it's a Swedish athlete, you probably bet like he was going to follow that guy.
Like you can look at Luka Doncic. He's from.
That was going to be my next guy. Like,
he's not from Lithuania, right? No.
I can't remember. I know he played in.
Where is Luka Doncic from? Azerbaijan. No, he's not. What? Hold on. That's in the Middle East, just so you know. Luka Doncic. Slovenian. So, Slovenia. It's like, I take it as a sense of pride. I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but I take it as a sense of pride. No matter, like, how much you exploit. Like, I love the NCAA.
San Antonio. Sorry.
Oh, the Aztec thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what?
Sorry. Yeah, but, like, those, like, I'm not even a fan of school, like, that team. And, like, I want that stuff because it's just...
Yeah. It represents a heritage, no matter, like, how bad it looks.
But it is, like, everyone has an opinion and stuff. Like, you have an opinion on these sports matters.
Yeah. So let's move on to the NFL news. Great weekend of games. Would you agree?
Can we start with all the overtime games yesterday?
Oh, yeah. Titans versus Ravens and Colts versus Packers. My God, I was so...
And then...
Who else?
Oh, man.
Oh, that was only two. I only saw two.
There was only two. Yeah.
So Titans versus Ravens. That looked like a good game to me, especially the end. Derrick Henry's run. My God, that was just, what was it? Right up the middle, or was it outside?
It was a outside run to the left, cut back in.
Oh my God, he's
a freak. He's a
monster.
A freak.
Yeah, he's a freak. That's all I have to say about that. But
let me guess, people are going to yell at us for calling him a freak.
God.
He's a freak of nature. God. My God, that guy.
That guy is it. Like, he is it for Tennessee. I don't know who they need to build around him, but he is it. Something that came up this...
go ahead. Brown pushing his way into the end zone.
Brown? I'm sorry, I don't know who Brown is.
A.J. Brown.
Oh, A.J. Brown. Okay.
The Titans.
Yeah.
To just take that lead at the end, right before... Baltimore came in and Justin Tucker, as the GOAT he is, kicked that field goal.
Yeah.
That was just a hell of a game.
Yeah. One thing that came up this morning on First Take that I saw on Instagram was, should we be worried about Lamar Jackson? I mean, I know this is his third year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is his third year, but like, do you think we should really be worried about Lamar Jackson, or should we wait until his rookie contract is up?
Why are we worried about him? Like, he's performing really well. Like, last year they had, like, I think they came out with a vengeance.
It came out with probably the best offense in the league.
Yeah, but teams always, like, figure you out after a year.
Yeah.
He's still putting up great numbers. Like, I think his passing skills this year have been through the roof. But I'm not worried about him.
Yeah.
But another quarterback I feel like teams, the league should be worried about, Taysom Hill.
Swear to God. I wish I put him on my goddamn fantasy, but...
We'll talk that in a second.
We'll talk about that in a second.
But I was like,
We both said Jameis last week.
We did. We both
said Jameis.
Like Jameis because of how like he's played in the league before, how he kind of follows that same system. But no, they do a crowbar. Just a day later, that Friday morning, Sean Payton announces Taysom Hill as quarterback. You being a Saints fan, were you able to I
watched the entire game.
You watched the entire game?
I watched the entire game. And I was shocked when I saw Taysom Hill as starting quarterback. Not only was I shocked after that, I was shocked on how many times he picked up and ran the ball.
Yeah, like his throwing like to Micah Thomas, he was.
My God, that was amazing.
Like these were really good throws, like.
And that one throw to Emmanuel Sanders after halftime in the third that got called back because of a holding. I was like, that's 56 yards. Who are you, and why haven't we fucking put you in after Drew Brees? It was surprising, but like. What worried me was like the first quarter, I want to say, when we were down by one.
Yeah, it was a field goal game in the first quarter. Like it was just kicking field goals back and forth. But something like changed right there, like how he was just like he started feeling it. What the announcer saying, like it's scary when you have a great football team that's just having fun.
Yeah,
like that's what they were doing. Like they were just having fun,
especially their defense. I mean, their defense got to Matt Ryan a lot. Cam Jordan,
beast right there.
Beast, honestly, getting to the backfield. This week was a good week. I mean, it's against the Falcons, but I mean, the next 6 weeks? Yeah, 6 weeks of games are going to be a little bit harder with Carolina and other division rivalries. Let's get into Seattle versus Arizona. I mean,
I called it.
Yeah, you did. You did. I mean, I wasn't able to watch the entire game, but I watched snippets of it.
Filming a podcast.
I also had another birthday to add to attend to. But he's young. I mean, Kyler Murray's young. It's not like this is going to affect him or whatsoever.
No, I'm not going to say he's going to be a great player in the league, but he's not going to be some chump. He's going to be here for a long time.
Yeah, he's not going to be a scrub. I don't know. I think it was just a bad week. You guys are in Seattle in the cold, or starting to get into the cold. It was about 45 that night. I checked the weather.
Got detailed.
Oh, of course, it gotta be. But I think I don't know his stats off the bat. I can't remember. But they weren't passing as much, were they? They were passing a lot.
I didn't really watch the game, so I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I mean, you called it. I thought it was going to be the opposite way around. But that Colts and Packers game, I called that one. Yeah, you called Packers too, right?
I called Packers, but the Colts, that defense is scary.
Yeah. Okay. Before we go into that, I had them on my fantasy. Guess what I did?
You bet so.
I switched to the fucking Packers. I was so mad at myself.
Well, I can see that. Like, because Packers are a top-ranked offense, and Rodgers.
I was like, "There's no way like Rodgers is gonna like choke on this in this game."
And he had a relatively great game.
He did. They scored on the first drive of their game, or
like the only things that the defense came out with was like 2 fumble recoveries that kind of pushed them right into the red zone.
So I mean,
like
that was
one of them in overtime to take the field goal right there.
It was a great game, though. It was a great game overall. I liked it.
I've noticed the game not on our like sheet right now, but did you saw the Sunday night game, Raiders Chiefs?
I watched the highlights of it. But wasn't there like 2 interceptions and a fumble or something? Or am I wrong?
No, I think 1 interception by each team. I can't think of fumbles, but like
Le'Veon
that
Bell
game was going. Yeah, Le'Veon Bell gained his first touchdown with the Chiefs, but it was just a great game, like back and forth. Like I thought the Raiders were going to have that, but then
so too.
Travis Kelce up the middle, just like
really?
Patrick Mahomes just throws him right in open end zone.
That's why they call tight ends fail safes. Just dump it off right to your tight end.
Well, it was he threw it probably like 20-yard bomb. Patrick Mahomes, I'm sure, run the play. So Patrick Mahomes rolls out right, looks like he's gonna run. So Jonathan Abrams, the radio safety, comes in to like protect against the run, opening up Travis Kelce just coming over the top in the end zone by himself.
Bye bye.
You know, Patrick Mahomes that's it, just like whoosh.
Yeah, whoosh. Fuck that. No,
And
if the Raiders had won, I would actually put them at being a contender for the Super Bowl this year. If the Raiders won.
Hey, but the Raiders came in close, so I'm gonna say they're gonna be a really good team coming into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. I was asking my dad about what do you think about the Steelers, and he said I don't think they're gonna make the Super Bowl. I was like, really?
Really?
I think he thinks that the Chiefs are gonna make it for the AFC, and I agree with him.
I can see that, yeah.
But I also agree, like the AFC East is a little stacked with who's in the East? The Colts. No, are they Central?
The East is Patriots, Bills,
Jets.
Miami, Jets.
Okay, so East. Central. So the Central is stacked no matter what. Without
Pittsburgh, Ravens, Browns,
Texans.
Texans. No, Texans are South.
Oh, they have the South. I thought it was on.
Because that's with Jacksonville.
That's right.
So I can't remember the last team. It'll come to me just randomly.
Browns,
but just those
Pittsburgh.
3 teams are like over 500 right there.
Yo, yeah. Oh, Detroit.
That's why we forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, the AFC Central and West are scary. Like with the Raiders and KC, and then Pittsburgh, the Colts, not the Browns, and I don't know who's in the South. Texans, Jacksonville,
Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee too. The AFC is just stacked no matter what, and like the NFC is like you can't tell right now. Like we have like teams that are like 4 or 5 teams that are 9 and something or 10 and something.
We haven't reached there. We're right now in the 7s and 8s.
Sorry, or 8 and whatever. And it's like you have Tampa Brady, you have oh my God, you have Green Bay, you have the Saints. Who's in the West? You have the Rams, possibly Seattle. It's like
Arizona's been
looking nice. But if right now, I want KC versus the Raiders again in the AFC. No, that would be divisional. That wouldn't make sense. The Colts versus between the Raiders and KC, and maybe Tampa. No, not Tampa. Yeah, maybe Tampa and Seattle. Maybe those 2 teams I could see. I don't think Green Bay is going to be that good in the playoffs. They really haven't been showing out as much.
Yeah. Trevor Rogers is having probably a great year, close to his MVP season back in 2011. But I can see that they have some flaws that they have to work on.
Let's move on to
some sad news.
Joe Burrow suffered, as you said in earlier report, an MCL and ACL as well as other ligament tears yesterday playing against Jacksonville? No. Washington. Reports that Washington... Okay, this was one thing that I saw. There were reports that Washington would have drafted Burrow if he went out drafted at number 1. Never would have happened. What should be future plans for the Bengals to recalibrate their offense?
Offensive line.
Thank you. I was just gonna add that.
That's really it. They need to figure out. Like, I think they have a pretty good wide receiver weapons with T. Higgins, a rookie right there, looking good. AJ Green. Like, I know he's getting up to an age, but has showed he's still a dominant wide receiver. I can't remember who the tight end is. Tyler Elfett still there? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know who the tight end. The running back is not bad. Like, they have Giovanni Bernard, and I can't remember who's a starter.
But just an offense would be your suggestion?
Offensive line right there needs to be worked on.
What about I mean, we just talked about what they have offensively for offensive weapons, but like, who should they try to acquire over the offseason aside from an offensive line?
Probably some decent linemen on the defensive side, maybe a linebacker or I don't really know the defense too well, but
Oh yeah, I wouldn't. we don't know Cincinnati
defense
sports.
and offensive line should be something to look for in the free agency, but definitely in the draft with having
Are the Pouncey
high.
twins? Are the Pouncey twins available next year? No, right? They have a max.
Pouncey twins.
One of them plays in Jacksonville, in Tampa. The other plays in LA.
I don't know if they're free agents this year.
Oh, I think those would have been two good picks. I mean, both of them are what, tackles? I want to say. I don't remember.
Yeah, but looking into offensive line or even into the draft, I think there's a few really good high draft picks that could high potential draft picks that are off the linemen this year. I think one's actually from Stanford, Little.
I have to look at him. What is his last name?
Little.
Okay. Stanford.
All I know is because I have him in Madden. Like we did a roster of the drafting, but I remember
he already got drafted, or he's still at.
He got injured last year. We picked an older draft class of 2019 last year, or 2020, whatever. So yeah, I remember. This is off topic, but when we worked at Stanford together, I was talking to Fritz about it, and this guy was supposed to be really good, like a high first round pick, but then I think he injured his leg. I think his name is Greg Little.
Greg Little. Come on, load up, Jesus Christ. I mean, you can obviously do draft stuff.
Yeah. And that's probably your best option because that saves the team the most money. And we know Cincinnati is very frugal with the. I know Greg Little is a real player.
An NFL player?
NFL. Walker Little.
I was looking at MLB the entire time. I mean, not MLB, NCAA the entire time. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, Walker Little, Stanford collegiate player.
Offensive line is like, it's like a give and take. Like, you have to make sure that, like, their age and their, like, conditioning is, like, just as good.
And the draft as well, pretty much every team makes their picks and builds the whole team out of that.
Yeah.
Like, free agency, you get one, maybe two players. You don't really get too many stars for that.
Yeah. We're reaching the 1 hour and 10 minute on this one podcast.
This one's a long one.
It's gonna be a long one. We're gonna make it a two-parter anyway.
Yeah. So let's move on to we talked about some players coming from the Hawaii. We just saw Tua got benched yesterday for Ryan Fitzpatrick in the fourth quarter. You saw that?
I saw it. Yeah, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was because he was getting sacked.
Oh yeah, that's not his fault.
It was like 6 or 7 times he got hit.
Head coach made it clear that there is no wholesale quarterback changes, meaning Tua will be starting quarterback no matter what. His performance, despite his performance this past Sunday, I mean, him getting sacked is like,
it's playing it safe. Because this guy's still coming off a hip injury. You don't want him to.
You don't want to
aggravated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He did go 11 for 20 in passing, but only threw 83 yards and 1 touchdown with little effectiveness moving the ball. He also wasn't helped by his offensive line, obviously getting sacked 6 times, more than he was sacked in 4 previous games, which was only 4 times, so 1 per game. His thoughts were whatever was going to be best for the team. Obviously, that's going to be every quarterback's thoughts, and probably a rookie quarterback, the best thoughts to have. Coach felt that it was best to put Fitz in to give us a spark. When I heard that, it was really what's best for the team. If we were to win with Fitz in there, the locker room would be different. Everyone would be a lot happier. It just sucks to lose. What do you think about this? Either each quarter, because I'm thinking they really brought Fitzpatrick in for the 2-minute like being in a 2-minute mode. You know what I'm talking about within the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about each quarter is 15 minutes, so 750 per quarter, or a 1-4 for Fitzpatrick and a 2-3 for Tua? It God forbid this actually happens, but like, what do you think about the 1-4, 2-3 concept for each quarterback? No. Okay. Thank you.
It's kind of weird because you get a rhythm with a starting quarterback with one position. You don't want to switch that out like every other quarter. Like you really only switch out quarterbacks if they are not performing well or they get injured.
Okay, that's all I had. I feel for the kid. I mean, he's only a rookie. Offensive line isn't helping him out. It's not his fault per se. It's just
it was just because he was just getting hit a lot and injury.
Yeah,
and his performance was not that great under pressure, so that's something that he may have to look into. Like he's coming from Alabama, which has the best players always.
Yeah,
they always have the best line. So
running back in Tennessee.
When you have a subpar O line, it does put a lot more pressure on a quarterback to make better throws.
Let's get into
some fantasy football. You made a few mentions about this just in our NFL talks by taking out the Colts defense, not putting in Taysom Hill. What was your fantasy team like this week?
Okay, so
that you really want to talk about?
I mean, it was my first time. Like I've never.
This is your first time?
I've never played fantasy before.
You took over for your dad's team this week?
Not took over, but I was added into this week's fantasy league. I was like 5th for like a good amount of time, and then the Packers game started. So my first mistake, I drafted someone from the IR. I didn't know this. So my quarterback was Ben. Duh. Second was Kamara. My running back was Kamara. Thinking that they would put it on the ground a lot. But then they had Taysom Hill, which fucked up my entire thought process. Then my second running back was James Conner. Then my third was Juju. God forsaken bad pick. I should have gone with Clayton. And then
it's a toss-up right there.
Yeah, it really was. And then it was D Johnson. So I had like multiple Steelers throughout that game. And then I had D Robinson from Kansas City. Then I had Kelsey, who produced a lot. And overlooking, like, everyone either had Patrick Mahomes, Tua, or Aaron Rodgers. And I was like, well, I fucked up. Then I drafted Randy Moss's kid. And then I replaced Indiana with the Packers. Not my finest moment when I actually saw the final score. When they only had one interception, one fumble recovery, and one sack. So I'm practicing now. So like next week I'm gonna have. Oh God, let me look at this lineup. Can I look at my lineup, please? Look at my lineup. So next week I have Taysom Hill, Le'Veon Bell, Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, Jarvis Landry, Kelsey, AB, and the Dolphins since they played the Jets.
Wait, what fantasy platform are you using?
FanDuel.
Okay, so you do week by week fantasy.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I was like, how do you draft like this guy being like FanDuel? Because I was thinking like typical like ESPN, CBS, NFL.com. Like,
oh no. We can't. So in Hawaii, it's illegal to sports bet, so we can't really bet money on it. So I like.
Yeah, we can't bet money.
I mean, we can do it through Venmo. That's how we're doing it. But I mean, it's whatever. It was my first time. Okay, I did it.
I remember my first time.
You got destroyed.
Should I tell the story?
Go ahead.
Fuck it. My buddy is going to probably tell the story for the rest of our lives. Okay, so I started fantasy right my first freshman year of college, was fall of 2012. I didn't know how to do like a full thing. Like I was trying to like set up a what is it called?
An account?
No, I already got the account. I have everyone in the league. I was commissioner.
Oh gosh.
I was trying to set up a draft. Couldn't figure it out. I was trying to do like a draft going on, but like I couldn't figure it out. So I just kind of like just did some like I did a custom thing like, oh, it's offline draft. I thought offline like, oh, it's whenever people could jump on, they pick. I didn't knew that it was like offline met like, oh, everyone in person, like we do like the or then like you have the draft for it and you pick the name. So I was like, okay, everyone, like I have no idea how to do this. Just, like people text me who do you want your players. I'll just go in line, just go best thing and just randomly pick players for you. Like that was probably a big mistake right there. So like I gave a person like this is my housemate. He had nothing in football. We just needed like a 10th person. So he was there. I gave him like 3 quarterbacks by accident because I was like, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know like too well like how to work fantasy and stuff.
No, that's fine.
But then like I figured out like this is halfway through the season. Like he never paid attention at all like to his roster. So I was like, me and my roommate, he was also in fantasy league. I was just like editing my line. I was like, oh, wonder what else I could do, like change stuff because I was like figuring out schedule and stuff. I was like, oh, I could do manual trades as commissioner. It's like I was talking to him like, should I do that like to like our buddy, like our roommate, a housemate? Like he's like, yeah, like, he doesn't play like so like. I took like I think it was like Le'Veon Bell like when he was like doing like his things, Pin and Manny. Like we both like took 1 player each from him. He knows that like he logs on like a couple of weeks later. He's like, huh, that's real. Like I thought I had some like decent play. He only knew Pin and Manny because Pin and Manny was a pretty big name.
Yeah.
Then other housemate, he was not in our league, but he plays fantasy football and stuff. He's like, oh, let me see. Like, oh yeah, Chris took players from you. Looks like. So it's something like I was like, okay. I was like, I don't know how to use this league. I still ended up only in 3rd place that year.
Oh god.
My housemate, which also cheated, or my roommate, which actually cheated with me, he actually won first that year. But we call that our wash year.
A wash year. No, it's all serious now.
Oh yeah, like we got it's. I became a lot better as commissioner and stuff. But I wanted to tell that story. Like, there's something that he brings up whenever we talk about football and stuff. Like, I'm like, come on, dude. Like, I was only 18.
No better. Shall we move on?
Yeah, let's move on to some NBA news. This is something that I didn't really mention, but we got some more NBA free agency stuff. Lakers, like as I told you, they had some good pickups over the weekend, and Gordon Hayward opted out of his contract with the Celtics, signs with Charlotte for some big time money. Who are your winners and losers from the NBA free agency?
So I'm just gonna name off a couple, not all of them. Should I name all of them? I mean,
we're already over an hour now, like in our pod.
We might as well just go for it. The LA Lakers are winners. Their loser is Dwight Howard for opting out or for leaving and going to the 76ers. Lakers
his tweet.
After his tweet. Montrezl Harrell signed for 2 years, $19 million. Wesley Matthews from the Bucks, 3.6 for 1 year. Dennis Schroeder, Marc Gasol. I couldn't find the exact number on this article. And then Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, $40 million. Pope for $40 million and 3 years. Obviously, Gordon Hayward winner. Loser is actually Charlotte for giving a way too much contract to Charlotte, where Celtics didn't overpay for him in 2017. Said it's the worst contract that Charlotte has to offer. Had to offer. Other winners, Fred VanVleet, centers around the league. Centers are actually a lot on the move right now. I mean, it's a very high trend instead of guards. Portland Trailblazers are winners. They re-signed Carmelo Anthony, Robert Covington, Derrick Jones Jr. from the Miami Heat, as well as Rodney Hood. Another winner, De'Aaron Fox, who also got another max contract alongside of Jason Tatum and Spider-Man from Jazz. Why am I blanking on his name? Donovan Mitchell. Yeah. So De'Aaron Fox, so with the Kings, received $163 million over 5 years. Pistons, they have signed 2 more bigs and now have a total of 5 centers on their team. Yeah.
I thought this is a league of small ball now.
I know. Winner Jordan Clarkson signed with the Jazz, $52 million in 4 years. Denver lost Jeremy Grant to the Pistons after not getting a big enough role behind Jamal Murray and Jokic. I don't understand this because they just went to the Western Conference Finals this year. Last winner is 3-point specialists. Kind of makes sense for how this league is going. It also makes sense for winners to be centers because they can either stretch or grow their game or be underneath and be a great glass cleaning rebounder. So that's just for now, not including yesterday's? No, today's max contracts, which is Jason Tatum and Donovan Mitchell's max contracts. Well deserved for Jason Tatum. I don't know about Donovan Mitchell. They did make the They made the playoffs, or I think they made the playoffs.
Yeah, they made the playoffs this year.
I don't know how far they went though. Semis, right?
There was semis. They're facing. No, did they make the conference?
No, they lost to the Nuggets, I think. No, they didn't. They didn't make it past the first round because the Nuggets came back in the first round.
Yeah, the Nuggets were the team that was.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about a max for Donovan. I mean, I guess for what he's done in the past 2 years, 2 years, but like, I would have actually expected that for Jamal Murray, but from that draft class, the 3 out of the top 5 picks, well deserved no matter what. Nothing really big until probably later in free agency. But what are your thoughts on this free agency this year?
Yeah, I would argue max contract. Like you could expand it to 20 years, and I'd still be like happy.
20 years over like what? 120 over 20 years?
Let's see. What is it? What's the
6 million
max?
Or max
195.
Yeah, 195
over 20 years. So let's say 200 million over 20.
10 million a year.
Oh my god! You can push it to 40 years, and I'm still like, cool. This is really good money.
I would buy a whole entire apartment complex and rent it out.
Ooh, and just have a penthouse suite for yourself?
No, I would just buy an apartment complex, rent it out to people, still make money, and then I would buy my house. I would live in the house that I live in, and then I would buy my house. Yeah. So some other NBA news.
Some talk in the Spurs. The value of Trey Jones.
Trey Jones, probably one of the best guards at Duke, besides his brother, as well as other. Like you can say how much R.J. Barrett was a good guard, or how much Cam Reddish was a good guard, so small forward. But if you really look at it, Trey Jones was like the glue within that team, within that power team within 2019 NCAA March Madness. I think he adds a lot of depth. He does have a lot of shooting within the Spurs organization as they are trying to rebuild. At Duke, he averaged about 12 points per game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, shot 42% from the field as well as 31% from three-point range. He's a great guard overall, especially for a lot of veterans on that team. He does add an insurance policy for injuries if those veterans do become injured over time with the Spurs or are being replaced by him. So I think it was a great pick. There was actually a podcast on it. And I was like, I'm not watching 30 minutes of this. I'd rather just come up with my own ideas about this. And I'm like, I might be biased towards Trey Jones because he did go to Duke and I love Duke. But like when you actually think about it, it's like he's a small to mid-tier guard. He can shoot when he wants to, but he also is able to facilitate and pass. It shows by his numbers. It's just he's gaining six assists per game as well as 42% and 31% from 3. So I think it was a great pick overall for the Spurs.
I got one more basketball news. This just broke during our recording today.
Did we get a Woj bomb?
Yes, we got a Woj bomb. And it's ESPN bomb. DeMarcus Cousins is signing with Houston. Good, bad. What your thoughts?
It's stupid. Why?
This is honest reactions with Micah.
Why are you going to Houston? I don't get it. Even if they keep James Harden, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, that team is meant off small ball, and like I would have actually wanted him to stay in LA because that was like the better choice overall. It's like him with AD, that already Kentucky chemistry. Montrezl Harrell either coming off the bench or playing I don't know. He's not playing a 3. God forbid he plays a 3. He's definitely coming off the bench. But I mean, James Harden already wants out, and if he wants out and if he's going to be the smart player, I believe that he is going to think about himself first and not play for Houston this year. So that's what I think about DeMarcus Cousins going to Houston.
Yeah, it's just a 1-year deal contract with them, so
like
non-guaranteed contract. So
non-guaranteed. Wow. Okay. Let's move on to some MLB news. Switching places. Big trade possibility for the San Francisco 49ers as Rangers righty Lynn.
San Francisco 49ers.
Or Giants, sorry. I don't know his first name, but Rangers right-handed pitcher Lynn entering final season of 3-year deal. There are reports that San Fran could acquire him through a trade. What do you think about this possible trade between San Francisco and the Texans? I have to look it. I'll look it up for you.
Yeah. Well, Anthony Lynn is pretty good. Dude, I'm so sorry about all these phone calls. I don't know what's going on here at my household.
This episode is sponsored by
AT&T.
Anthony Lynn.
What, Jalen?
I said Anthony Lynn.
Anthony. Okay, sorry. Anthony Lynn. I've seen him pitch a few times. Great pitcher. Don't know what the Giants would give up for him as they are trying to look to get younger. Right now, they're trying to push away some of the older stars.
Not Anthony Lynn. Lance Lynn.
Lance Lynn. Yeah, it makes more sense. Lance Lynn. Is that Anthony Lynn?
What was that?
Is there a person named Anthony Lynn? It's a sports player. So Lance Lynn, yeah. Anyway, like I saw Lynn pitch a few times with the Rangers.
Football coach.
So wrong sport, wrong. Not even a player. Lance Lynn. I don't think that's gonna be a good fit with the Giants. Sure, they do need a lot of good pitching, but I think they're trying to go younger and more cost effective. Trading away for a person on his last term deal. Is it good for a team that's looking for a playoff push? Like I've been hearing rumors that the Giants are trying to ship Brandon Crawford off so they can bring up other players and cut that contract off their books.
Why? It's just money.
Or the player worth more money than he's producing. Trying to go younger, cheaper. Trying to retool the whole farm system. Trying to get back underneath that luxury cap.
Are they going to do the same thing with Brandon? Not Brandon. The first baseman.
Yeah, Brandon.
Belt, yeah.
Brandon Belt. There's been talks about trading him for years, but he's been still producing at a pretty good high level. Crawford was producing, well, not offensively great numbers, but defensively was good. But his defensive metrics in the last 2 seasons have dipped a little bit. So he's not at that like Gold Glove standard he was. So it just thought it was like moving and trying to free up some money.
So Lynn was 3-year deal with the Texans before 2019 season. That seems somewhat surprising at the time of the pitcher for a pitcher who had just come off of a 4.7 ERA for the Twins and Yankees. In 2 years with the Rangers, he is first majors in innings, 292 and 1/3. 5th in wins above replacement, 8.3 from Fangraph version. 16th in strikeout rate, 27.5. 5th in fastball swing and miss, 30.3. Are those good numbers in your opinion?
Those are pretty good numbers. Let me just quickly look up him. Why I always want to call him Anthony? He's Lance. Lance. I gotta say it like 3 times to get inside my head. But
I do the same thing.
See, he's with the Rangers, correct?
Yes.
Texas.
So his most effective pitch was a 4-seam, followed by a sinker, then a curve. What is the brown? Oh, then a cutter, and then followed by a slider and a changeup throughout the past decade. And he's hitting more. Yeah, his strikeout is hitting more at a 67.5% or 66.5% with a 4-seam fastball. I don't know. I feel like
he's an average, above average pitcher.
Yeah.
In the past few years, other than his 2018 season, he's been a relatively great pitcher. Nothing to write in the papers about, like saying like Cy Young material.
Yeah.
But he's been a relatively great pitcher. Probably a great number 2, 3 pitcher.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see the Giants really should make that trade, deplete a already depleted farm system. As Derek, I think we signed Kevin Gausman, which turned out really great for the Giants.
What do you think? How do you think the Giants season was overall in this reduced season?
It had a lot of good ups and downs. I thought they really showcased a lot well. Some of these young.
You guys almost made the wild card.
We almost did. There's a few opportunities that have to be worked on. Primarily in that bullpen. There was plenty of games that was blown just because of that. So looking for a deeper bullpen probably be one of the top things that the Giants should look into this offseason. Probably namely a top-notch closer, as just a handful of games that I could think of was against the A's series. A couple of ninth-inning blown leads that cost the Giants a few wins, so that could have pushed up into the playoffs. But that's really what I'm thinking is what the Giants are lacking. They had a really great season. They just need to have a better pen and a lot of scenarios.
So you talked about this a little bit about the fielding aspect of the Giants. So we'll just skip over to my last point or last question.
Yeah.
Who will be Buster's replacement after he either retires or they trade him and they want to go younger?
Joey Bart.
Yeah, I remember him getting traded in 2018. So you think for sure it would be him?
I think so. He came up to the bigs this year, played a handful of games, a lot of meaningful games. He has not shown his power as he does in his in the minors, but everyone knows it's there. He has a really good eye for the ball. He's been putting the ball in play in the few weeks that he was playing the bigs. So I think he is a really good player that could replace Posey in the near future.
Yeah, I remember how good he was. He went to. Did he get drafted out of high school or college?
He got drafted out of college.
Was it Villanova or was it not Villanova? Vanderbilt?
I want to say Vanderbilt. Joey Bart. Loading. Joseph Andrew Bart played. Come on, found load. I got to his name relatively quickly just now.
Now the information is not loading.
As you can see, it just has that circle pinwheel almost.
Yeah. I think it was let me look it up. I think it was Vanderbilt. I don't exactly remember, but he was what? Wasn't he like number one overall that year?
2.
Number 2?
Yeah.
Joey Bart.
B-A-R-T.
SF Giants baseball catcher. He went Georgia Tech. Yeah. Not a relatively bad college, a baseball college, I would say. All right. So you think younger and not less experienced, but no veteran players are going to be there for long.
I'm not gonna say no veteran players, but I'm thinking no over-the-top contracts for veteran players.
I see.
Right now in baseball, not giving away those mega contracts to these 29-plus-year-olds because they know the contract will be really bad for them in a couple of years, where the player starts degressing. So.
Okay.
Oh shit.
What happened?
Just going back to some fantasy football stuff. Taysom Hill this past week was listed as a tight end / quarterback because he's been playing all over the field. So that's how I had him in my roster this week because I had Russell Wilson as my starter and then Taysom Hill as a tight end.
Yeah.
But ESPN just let me know that Taysom Hill will lose his tight end eligibility.
Damn it! I was actually going to draft him again. All right, whatever. Let's move on to this new segment that Kris actually brought up in prior podcasts that we talk off camera about. We're going to do a little ranking system in different sports. This week we're doing, for Kris in particular, we're doing best throwouts from the outfield to home. So I have a list of, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, of 10 of the best throwouts from outfield to home plate throughout from 2020 to 1979, not 97. This will ultimately be a part 2 of this podcast, but we're going to continue filming this podcast. So in the first one, we have Mookie Betts, right? Am I right?
Yeah, Mookie Betts against with the Dodgers this year, July 31st, 2020.
So I'm going to share. Let me.
Yeah, video.
Yeah, let me. I gotta unplug my thing. Desktop too. Yeah. Hello. So let me. Actually, I shouldn't play. Just copyright reason. Then I can plug this back in. Sorry if there's no sound. Not making it that exciting. So, did you catch the entire thing?
I'm right now watching your list.
Oh. God damn it.
Yeah, I'm seeing. There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Okay, sorry. I'll play it again.
Okay, so the pitch, swing, hits one right to shallow to right field. Mookie Betts on the run. That's a fair ball. Mookie throws. Someone's running second, and he is out. If we're not gonna have a commentary, I gotta throw my own commentary.
I got you. So where do you think that ranks between 1 and 10 on this list that we have?
I gotta put this one kind of at the low end.
Ooh.
To be honest, I'm not saying this is like an F tier.
Oh God.
But like it is like if we're doing 1 by 10, it's gonna be in the lower end. But it's just like a mid-range throw. Like I've seen plenty of other players throw something like that. It's not like oh my God, look at that throw.
Yeah.
It was a really good accurate throw, but I've seen like better. And I know this list has better.
Oh yeah, it will. So that was Mookie Betts this past July.
Yeah, was this season.
Yeah, and then next is Ramon Lorraine.
This is a throw.
August 11th.
I honestly saw this morning too. So.
Oh God.
But for everyone, okay. So we got A's against
versus
the Angels.
Yeah. And we have a ad.
Okay, so this ball, we're talking like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I got you. 6, 5, 4, 3. I'll edit it out, but I mean, it's gonna be fun. And we get a ball pitch.
And here comes the pitch. This one's hit deep, down the line, all the way. Oh, this is not the one I was thinking of. This is a different one. But look at this throw. Gets there before the runner. This ball was thought to be caught.
Watch the replay. Watch the replay. Yeah.
Here's a stat cast. So look how far he is. He's on the running track. Double pumps it. Throws it. this ball is already hit. Yeah, this is the play. So look at that. It's just perfect. Like, I don't know how else. Like, they show all this week. This is probably look, catch probability was 42%. If that was that low, look at that throw. Perfectly in place, on time from the warning track out in left center field.
Let me. Oh,
this is like an S tier throw almost.
For real?
I had to say so. Like, it just like how perfect. Like, it didn't bounce. It was not a one hopper to the bag. It was just thrown
one
from
throw
the warning track.
Yep.
Throws. He just double pumps it. Easy 1, 2, boom. So this is on the top of my list right here.
So top S or S tiers?
S tier.
Okay. And the next throw is Yasiel Puig, April 22nd, 2016. Throws out from, I want to say center field. No, plays in right field, right?
He plays in right field.
Okay.
So he cuts down Trevor Story in this scenario. Okay, so we got
this is not sponsored.
We got the Dodgers and Rockies here. Trevor Story up to the plate. He hits one. This one goes deep into the yard. As we know, Colorado, it bounces on the top of the wall. Story sees that. He is looking for a 3-bagger right here. And
Justin Turner catches it, and it's out.
Okay, we got to see that.
We got to see that again, yeah.
From Yasiel's angle. But that was a great throw right there. But Yasiel always has a cannon for an arm.
Always.
He always likes testing people. Like, he just kind of like, oh yeah, run, see what you got to do.
See what happens. Okay, so on the warning track,
he misses that jump. He tried to time that jump. He didn't. He doesn't even.
He's not panicking.
He's not panicking. That was perfectly placed.
Literally right at the bag.
Doesn't even like take a second to align himself. He just goes.
He knows.
Runs up, throws.
Boom.
And boom, right there.
Almost literally right at the bag. Yeah.
Look at that position. That could not be better. That's another S here, right? This is another top one. This might be a little bit better than what's the A's guy's name again? Give me a second. Ramon Lorino.
How are you Hispanic and you can't pronounce this?
Hey, there's a lot of pronunciation in this.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair. That's fair. Next is Aaron Hicks, April 20th, 2016 from the Yankees. Let's play this. So they're playing against
Go ahead. Against Oakland. Bases loaded, 1 out. It looks like a stack fly right here. Hicks cocks back, throws. That was a good throw.
That was. Especially since it wasn't like rainbowed.
Yeah, that was just straight fire. That was just gun. 1 hopper to the plate.
Yep.
Perfect. His speed, as we can see in the little text box right there.
Holy sheesh.
105 miles per hour throw. So that is pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. But you wouldn't give this over like Yasiel or Ramon. Yeah.
No, this is a mid-range tier. I'm going to throw it over
a B?
Yeah, this is like a B.
Okay.
This is a mid-range thing. Okay, we got Cespedes.
Oh, yeah, I remember this one.
This one I remember too.
June 10th, 2014.
This is against the LA Angels. Jeez, Oakland and Angels have a history of being thrown out. Okay, so bounces up. Cespedes misses it, so I think Harry Kendrick sees that opportunity, throws. Just look at that throw. That was just a beautiful throw.
This is a nice rainbow.
On the line right there.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Kendrick he saw that ball roll by Cespedes, thinking he could come in.
Mm-hmm.
That Cuban arm right there.
Boom. And it tipped off his glove too.
Yeah, he botches the play right there to try to keep Harry at third. Harry sees that, rounds the bag, and throws a beam right there. It's a laser beam right there.
Yep.
On the line, just perfectly placed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know this is MLB's greatest throws, so there's going to be a lot of S tiers, so this is just another one. Just look how nice that throw was.
Mm-hmm. Next is Vladimir Guerrero.
Okay.
Which is Vlad Guerrero Jr.'s father, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. July 7th, 2001.
Okay, so we got Diamondbacks versus Toronto. No,
Yep.
Blue Jays versus somebody. I
It's
can't.
another blue team.
Brewers?
Jay- I'm trying to look. Blue Jays. I can't.
Montreal. It was the
Montreal.
Expos.
Oh,
Okay, so
hits
one.
Not even shallow right. Boom. Holy sheesh.
That was a great throw.
That was a great throw. One hop.
I don't think it hopped. I think it was just a
Oh yeah, you're right.
straight laser beam right there. And I got there before the runner, so that's.
Oh yeah.
This is an A tier, S tier.
Wow.
A tier.
Okay. Next is Ichiro Suzuki, April 11th, 2001. I think I remember seeing this like on
This is
Instagram.
rookie year. So Ichiro just came to the big leagues and showcases this arm right here.
No
Easy
bounce.
one hopper.
No bounce.
No, you sure?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, we gotta see an angle.
Yeah. Look at the crowd.
Ichiro running on everyone thinking a nice easy.
Oh, one a little like outside. It was like.
Okay, let's see if this is a good
ground ball.
Running in, cocks it arm back. No, no bounce. No bounce.
No bounce. All right. So, what tier would this be?
A tier.
Ooh.
Yeah. I almost kind of want to say B tier, but it is an A tier.
Just because of the no bounce?
Yeah. It's only because he's running in. It's like a lot closer. It's not like we've seen like Ramon or Yasiel or even Cespedes like throwing nearly from the running track.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like those are scary. Like when you could throw it from 300 feet away.
Oh yeah. Next is Jose Guillen. Guillen. And then July 27th, 1998.
In the description, this is very similar to Yasiel's things. Jumps on top of the wall, misses it, picks it up, cocks back.
Holy shit.
And this is in Coors Field, which has deeper dimensions.
Mm. Oh, yeah, he definitely missed that. No bounce.
No bounce. There before the runner.
That's nice. So what are we giving this?
I say S.
Ooh,
This is not top of the line.
All right, this is probably the most
famous.
Yeah, the most famous throw is Bo Jackson for the Kansas City Royals, June 5th, 1989. If you have not seen this,
you've been living on a lot.
Yeah, you've been living on here's the show.
So Bo Jackson, a two-way star,
Two-sport
star, star playing in the MLB and the NFL. He's playing for the Kansas City Warriors. This ball off the wall. Jackson just kind of lasers it. Doesn't even look like he's lasers it. It almost looks like he just kind of lobs it.
Yeah, he rainbowed that.
He just kind of like, oh yeah, tosses it.
Oh yeah. The fact that they have to review this is pretty funny. Or are they not? They're not reviewing this. There's no way they're reviewing this.
Their reviews not the thing back in
this
time. It was just all on play on what the
umpire said.
Guys in blue say.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the mayor. No, the mayor is okay. Only the right. Wow, everyone's wearing blue today.
Look at him.
Specimen.
Oh come on! We need a replay. I don't want to.
I don't think replays was the back. I think you gotta go back.
I gotta go back. There it is.
Okay, here we go. I was thinking give it another 5 seconds. Okay.
Oh, but they don't show the throw. Yeah, they're not showing the throw. Maybe the next 20 seconds.
Like that.
Oh yeah, way there before plate. Top foot. Yeah. Top to top foot.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta go back for this.
Go back.
Yeah, I'll go back. I'll go back. Okay. First base runner is off. Hits second, off the wall. Bo Jackson has it, beams it. You don't even see the throw. He just beams it to home plate.
It just looks like he lost it.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like he's throwing
kind
straight.
of like easy throw back to the plate.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
So this is a high level throw right there.
I think from the ones that we've seen, I would give it like a B or A tier. I wouldn't give it an S tier.
Yeah, like some of the other throws are just kind of like, oh my god, like look how close. Like this is just because it just looks so simplistic.
Yeah.
Like I know it's a great throw and stuff, so I gotta give it an A tier.
Oh yeah, for sure. Last one is Dave Parker of the Pirates, and he threw out Brian Downing in July 17th, 1979. Yeah, we're definitely getting a replay on this. Smacker to right field. Bounce, grabs the ball, rounds third base, and
whoa.
Why? I don't understand why runners go in front of the bag.
They try to get move away from the catcher.
Yeah. First base runner gone. Oh, that's a beam. Taps his head.
A tier right there.
Oh, that's an A. Yeah, that's an A tier.
Like the only one I kind of didn't like they put on was the Mookie Betts throw.
Yeah, I mean
like, that was just kind of like I've seen a
average.
lot better by just
yeah,
like that was just kind of an average throw. Like I know that was the most recent one.
Mm-hmm. But it's like an average throw though. So we have what, about 4 or 5 of them are S, and then like the rest are A and below.
So Ramon, Yasiel, Johannes. I think those 3 are all S tiers. See, Aaron Hicks that was a B tier, right?
Yeah.
Vladimir's, I can't remember where did we put Vladimir's. Was that S?
You said like A, I think.
I said A. Ichiro's an A. Could almost fall to a B.
Almost. Bo Jackson was a or B. Oh, okay, A.
I say A, just because how famous that play is.
Yeah.
Jose Guillians. What do we say for his again?
Let me find it. This is the same thing as Puig's. I think you put S, maybe.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I did. Then we saw Dave Parker was A, did we say? The last guy?
This is yours, so if...
What did I say? I'm trying to just remember.
I think you said A.
Okay.
Is that Pete Rose? That's Pete Rose.
Yeah, then like the only one which I gave it a C tier was Mookie.
Yeah, because it wasn't as good.
It just felt like it was just a kind of a typical throw by an outfielder getting the assist. So
that was our first ever issue of doing these rankings. Yeah. What do you think?
You guys like it?
Yeah. What do you think we should do next, Chris?
I'm going to give you one. We're going to throw. So I'm thinking best buzzer beaters. I'm going to look it up. What should I do that next Monday?
Yeah, next Monday. We're definitely not doing it Thursday. Next Monday. So, in lieu of this Thursday, it is Thanksgiving. So we're going to be filming something for Thanksgiving. We hope that everyone's families are safe, that they're healthy, and that they have a lot of good turkey this Thursday. Also, Chris, let's end this podcast.
All right, so it's kind of weird. We never did like a finish, like we just kind of end.
Yeah.
But like everyone, again, we're going thank you guys for watching. Please share, like this video. If you haven't already, subscribe, hit that bell notification on. Comment what you liked, what you didn't like of this video. If there's any articles you want us to discuss about, please let us know in the comment section below. We will get on to that as fast as possible. Micah.
Yep. If Chris has nothing else to say, we'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching.
You are watching a master.